Terrorist activity in Europe, said to be sponsored by the Iranian government, will be the subject of a crucial press conference in London tonight. Led by the UK office of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, the NCRI, the event also has the support of a number of politicians from across party lines, showing that Britain's parliament is taking this seriously. For more, I'm joined from London by NCRI's representative in the UK, Dowlat Nowrouzi. Welcome to RN Drive.
Yes, good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for inviting me to your programme.
First of all, the National Council of Resistance of Iran is a self-described parliament in exile. Women make up 50% of your council's membership. Can you tell us about the kind of regime change you want to see in Iran?
Well, obviously, we are very much supported and relied upon the network of the movement within Iran, which has a very popular, widespread support throughout Iran. I think an indication giving you an idea is the uprisings and the protests and their major demand for a democratic change to be able to really establish a democratic secular Iran with separation of religion from the state, to be able to maintain the fundamental democratic rights of all Iranians, regardless of their age, regardless of their sex, regardless of their religion or personal political view and their way of life.
Now, to tonight's press conference backed by a number of British MPs, why is this event so important and what will you be revealing to the world?
I think there are two major things we are hoping to actually convey and get the world's attention. One is that the regime in Iran is engulfed in crisis. They clearly know it. And that's why since January 2018, they have entered a new phase of actually exporting and operating various terrorist activities, particularly in the soil of Europe, which in our view is a great importance. But the world community, particularly the European community, needs to be totally alarmed that they need to actually use decisiveness in dealing with this regime, and any signal of inactiveness or being indifferent or trying to continue the status quo as it is would be totally counterproductive and would be a big threat throughout Europe.
Your organisation has pointed to an example of an Iranian diplomat being arrested in Germany after allegedly handing over explosives to a Belgian-Iranian couple in Luxembourg, who were in turn arrested in Brussels on their way to Paris, where they were to detonate these explosives at a free Iran event supporting your organisation on June the 30th this year. You claim the order for the thwarted attack came from Iran's Ayatollah and president. How do you make that connection? How can you prove that?
Well, it is obviously a hope that you had seen both the actually international warrant which was issued by the Belgian Security Ministry to actually arrest this terrorist diplomat, which was the third secretary of the Iranian regime in Austria. His name Asadullah Assadi. They have had the proof of it. Otherwise, such a kind of a warrant would not have been released by the Security Ministry of the Belgian government and the Prosecutor General's office. He was arrested in Germany, and actually he's now still in prison in Germany. He's supposed to be extradited from Germany to Belgium to be tried. It shows the seriousness of the issue, that so far as the Iranian regime is concerned, they have no concern whatsoever regarding murdering totally innocent citizens of either Europe or elsewhere from other countries. They had attended in this gathering from some 50 European countries, as well as from Australia, Canada, United States, and the Middle East, and all various parts of Europe.
Have you put these allegations to the Iranian government, and if so, what kind of response have you had?
Well, actually, the Iranian regime, it was all over in the news. It was reported widely. The first thing that we had seen was, as far as the Supreme Religious Leader Khamenei, totally silenced. What we are hoping for is that Assadi must be extradited, the terrorist diplomat of the regime, handed over to the Belgian prosecutor's office. As far as Assadi is concerned, he is the chief of the intelligence section, a station of the Iranian regime in Austria, the embassy of the Iranian regime in Austria. And he is also the person in charge of coordination of other counterparts in the Iranian embassy in various European countries. So his role is very important in terms of trying to reveal the secret network of various operatives and agents of the Iranian regime Ministry of Intelligence working in different embassies in Europe in the name of so-called diplomats or carrier diplomats or officers working for the Iranian embassy, but that they're all involved in trying to provide logistics, ammunition, the money, all sorts of cover for the agents of Iranian regime and their terrorist elements and terrorist agents throughout Europe to be able to continue with a new reign of terror that this regime has exported to Europe.
What would Iran's leaders have to gain from alleged terror activities in Europe? Why would they want to do this?
Well, it is actually one of their main intention is definitely to have serious blows against the movement and the opposition, because Khamenei, Rouhani, and many top officials of the regime have clearly acknowledged the serious role of the PMOI and the Iranian opposition movement inside Iran. And so I have to say that Iran is facing a tremendous major change coming up soon. The regime is totally afraid of it. This terrorist operations is not as a result of their power. It is as a result of their absolute fear of a major change coming within Iran. And they are trying to delay it as much as they can to preserve their faltering system within Iran.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for the interview, and I hope that it was satisfactory for you and your colleagues.
Thank you so much. And that's the NCRI's representative in the UK, Dowlat Nowrouzi. This is RN Drive.